Good morning and welcome to Ruta Maya 2016. This morning I have with me the good doctor herself and Javier. Javier, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Once again, good morning, Belize. Good morning, everybody. Fanatics of the La Ruta Maya. We're on the road again. I cannot believe how quick the years go by, but standing right on this spot makes adrenaline begin to rush because the La Ruta Maya, a race that we love, is on.
That's right. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Good morning, and welcome to the 19th running of Belikin La Ruta Maya.
All right, what should we expect today?
We have 59 teams at the different categories, mixed, intramural, the male, female, I'm missing out category, the pleasure, dory. So we have 59 teams registered. It's the same number as last year. So we have stayed at that number. Hopefully we can get the number to increase next year. But it's a expensive sport. It is an expensive sport. It is challenging. We cannot forget that. And so while there might be many who might want to go, the financing I think is a factor to be out there 4 days. Plus the stamina to go down the 175 miles.
Well, we look forward to spending a lot of time with you since you are going to be the one providing us with all the stats, all the information for the next 4 days. Tell us a little bit about the distance today that these guys will be traveling.
Yes, today it's 49 miles to Banana Bank. Hopefully with the weather we have, I'm thinking about 11:15, 11:30 we should have the first teams coming in. That's about the usual time, and the weather seems to be quite good today. Thank God for nice weather.
I am going to jump the La Ruta Maya from distance, from here all the way to Belize City now. I understand that the finishing has been, actually, a piece has been added to it. How long and why?
We have added for one, there's construction at our original site, a favorite, a very nice area, but circumstances beyond our control, we have moved it over to the bottom dollar, which is just before the swing bridge, which adds another half mile to the race. But that was like the best place we could find. We had thought of a little bit up, but the paddlers were saying the waves would be an issue. So they were all happy with the bottom dollar, and hopefully this new location is going to again bring the crowds out on Monday in Belize City.
How will this, in your opinion, how will this added half a mile affect the paddlers?
Wow. Couple of weeks ago there was a canoe race and they ended up at tavern. So the guys have some practice in going up the creek. So hopefully, that extra half mile is not going to play a major significant role. I guess it's just going to make it even better.
Well, I do understand that the technicality in that aspect, Doctor, is the fact that it's flat water. Yes. And it's also deep water, so I'm sure that half a mile after the finishing that we're used to is definitely going to be a little or much more harder for the paddlers. Nonetheless, we notice also that the river is up, Rhonda. If you notice, the river looks a little swollen, which is also good and bad news for the paddlers in many different ways. And I say bad because, it's good because the water is going to be flowing faster, which will make it easier for the paddlers as well.
It's going to be a fun-filled day. We encourage you to stay tuned to Channel 7 if that's where you're looking at it, online, wherever you are looking or hearing this broadcast. We encourage you to stay there because this is where all the live action is going to be happening. We need to thank our sponsors, the Belize Tourism Board. Thank you for helping to make this venture what it is. Guys, take it away.
Yeah. Once again, standing on the beautiful banks of the Belize of the Macal River, I'm standing up with a gentleman, Mr. Mena, who is one of Belize's known historians, and nobody knows the history of the river better than you, Mr. Mena. Good morning. How's the attitude this morning?
Oh, fair enough. A bright morning, and hope more people could come along and watch the race as it goes to Banana Bank.
We know that you've been following, and we know as well that you've been documenting a lot of the history of the Belize River, especially along these paths and going all the way along the banks of the river as well to Belize City. Tell us, how important is this river, and how do you foresee not only La Ruta Maya, but the importance of the conservation of the river as well?
Well, I think we need to get more interest into the preserving of the river, because there are too many clearing going all the way down to the banks of the river, and then that causes erosion. It makes the river get a little bit shallower. It interferes with the animal life, and we need to put more interest into leaving some reserve areas. I think the last year we should have 66 feet of areas reserved, but people are not respecting that. So we need to start respecting what the laws are saying.
Historically, where are we?
We are in San Ignacio, the eastern branch of the Belize River, today now known as the Macal River, and we are at the right near the Hawksworth Bridge that was built in 1949.
All right, there we are, Mr. Mena. Thank you very much. Are you going to be following the race all along?
I am not too sure, but we'll be meeting up as we go along though.
Thank you very much, buddy. Have a nice day, all right?
You're welcome.
All right, Rhonda, there you have it. But you know what? Again, another beautiful day here at the banks of the river. You know, I'm hyped. One of the things I'd like to mention, and let's not be negative, but truthfully, the numbers have decreased tremendously from what I'm used to 59 drastically down.
Definitely, but we're hoping that with time people get more and more interested. The race, this is the second race, the second year that the race is under new management, if you want to call it that. We're hoping that it continues to grow, because this is a race that's not only for Belize and Belizeans, but it's for the world. It's a place where anybody that loves to paddle can come and compete and see how well they do. We have these gentlemen here getting ready. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good, good.
Who you paddling for?
Tropic here.
Tell me your name.
Kenrick.
Kenrick, and you are?
Jesus, my.
And you?
Louis.
Louis, boy, how you go?
Good, good, good. Ready again.
How much practice you get?
This year, not much, to be honest, but we're ready.
What not much mean?
I'd say about 15, 20 hours.
Well, boy, I wish you the best of luck. How you feel?
Good, good, good. Ready, excited as usual.
For somebody that's never gotten into Ruta Maya, what would you say to them?
Try it. It's an experience. It is.
Gentlemen, all the best. Tell me what you do here.
Just a time of water bottle. I know I float with in case.
There you go, there you go, there you go. The man said, just a time of water bottle. I don't want a float way. I said, Barbara come all the way from where? Where you come from? Tell me where you come from. Morning.
Morning, I come all the way from Dangriga to see Ruta Maya for the first time.
For the first time, well, congratulations.
Yeah, first time. This time, one of the things on my bucket list. The next piece is to get in our boat next year.
Well, I tell you, you're the far. How you feel so far?
I'm excited. I've never seen something like this. I see the excitement of the people. I see everything around. It's good. I think every Belizean should be out here. So next year, I'll bring my whole family.
It's just you today?
Yeah, me and my friend Shannon.
Well, morning, where you from?
Same, from Dangriga.
From Dangriga, your first time too?
First time.
And what is your impression?
It's beautiful. I never realized how beautiful Cayo is.
Can you even get out of Griga?
True. So here I am, my first time, the first of many.
All right, enjoy.
Thank you.
You know, I'm a very happy man, and when I heard this woman say just now, she didn't realize how beautiful Cayo is. You know, Rhonda, Cayo is one of the most beautiful districts in the country, but Belize overall is a beautiful country, and we're going to see a race that will unfold right under our eyes, and the people will notice how beautiful this river is as the race goes by.
You know, I think that this is one of the things that we can use to showcase the different culture of this country, because on Ruta Maya we see everybody. We see the Amish people, we see the Garifuna people, we see the Spanish people, we see the Creole people, we see the Indian people. Everybody comes out to Ruta Maya.
Well, one of the things that you and I will try to unfold as the days go by is, one, the historic value of the river for sure. Two, we're going to try to bring out the environmental aspects of the race, and let's try our best to bring the race as best we can. But truthfully, we cannot forget the environmental aspect as well as the cultural value and the historic value of the river.
Tell me one did you know? Give me one little fact.
A little fact is that the Hawksworth Bridge to my left is the longest suspension bridge in Belize, the only longest extension bridge in Belize, suspension, I'm sorry, and it was built in 1949.
That fact act was brought to you through the kind compliments at the folks right there at the Belize Tourism Board. Guys, take it away.
Really cool. I can say extension.
That's okay. All right, we are here at the 19th running of the Ruta Belize River Challenge, and we are in San Ignacio. In a few minutes, the race will take off. This will be the start of the greatest four days for these paddlers on the water, as well as us here on land.
That's right, and it's a very exciting race. It's going to definitely be big, I'm sure. 59 teams, a lot less than before, but they're still on the water. They're lined out beautifully underneath the Hawksworth Bridge. It's going to be big. It's going to be fun. It's going to be definitely fascinating and fantastic to listen, to see. So don't stay at home. Come on out. Come to the banks of the Belize River. Today it's going to be 49 miles, if I'm not mistaken, all the way to Banana Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, come on out. Don't stay at home. Be a part of this big event, La Ruta Maya 2016.
That's right. 19 years is no easy feat. I remember when we started, we've been probably doing 18 Ruta Maya altogether, and time sure does fly.
You know, Rhonda, I this morning, or was it yesterday evening, we were saying this as we were traveling. Time flies. We have been along the banks of the Belize River every year. And you know what? I did not even realize it was 19 years. My God.
I counted with my child.
Oh, your child. That's how you.
She 18.
Oh, wow. But I don't remember you pregnant the first year.
Because I never do the first year.
Oh, you do,
why do 18?
You do the second year. I think that drone is ours. I think that drone is ours.
That's right. That's right.
That's our drone. Yeah.
Today we will be sharing aerial shots with you. We will be sharing a lot of good images with you this morning. We encourage you to stay tuned. In the next maybe minute and a half or so, it will be on.
That's right. That's right. The La Ruta Maya is almost going to be on. It's going to be kicking off in a few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 59 teams along the banks of the Belize River that are going to be coming live to you as the day unfolds.
That's right, we need to. It's gone from 59 to 60. Somebody needs to get it right here. I hear somebody in the back saying 60. The paper I have in front of me say 59. I have to believe it's 59. If there's another one, we hope we don't have a drone crash.
Oh yeah, the drones are there. Nonetheless, our drone is more beautiful, I can tell. It looks heavy duty, it's big, it's beautiful. And you know what? The man that controls that will give us some beautiful shots as well.
That's right. So today we are going to be bringing you the best of Ruta Maya, the best that we can provide for you. We encourage people to stay tuned to this channel because this is the only place that you can see all the live action on television or on the stream that you might be watching at this point in time. We need to thank our sponsors, the Belize Tourism Board, Development Finance Corporation. Those are some of the people helping to make this Ruta Maya what it is. All right, normally the Japanese are amazing people, you know. They create a lot of stuff, except we know where to look for them in Ruta Maya every year.
Where do you find them?
On the river.
And they're not hard to see. They're not hard to see at all.
It's funny that they like the back though.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this year they're going to be a competitive team and they might win. Who knows, Rhonda? I mean, you can't say that.
But they come from far and they stay long.
Well, true. They come all the way from Japan, which is far away from Belize.
Yes.
And I don't think that they're acclimatized by the time they jump into the water.
Yes.
So it's hard for them.
The good thing is they come, they start, they finish. Anybody that can start this race and end it, regardless, and it's off! And it's off! The 19th running of the Belikin Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge has just taken off. 59 team on its way.
All right, you see Coop Sheet Metal. I see Oceana. I see the Belize Bulldogs. I see many teams as they paddle along the way off the Belize, underneath the Hawksworth Bridge to the low-lying bridge called the Earl Hillock Bridge. And you know what? It's going to be a beautiful day. We have the teams to the back already. It's going to be leisure. Nonetheless, it's going to be a good day.
It is going to be a beautiful day. We see one team trying to make its way up. We see a few flips in the river right now, right behind here. But guess what? We see some of the ones that are just taking their time to get into position. And they will go, oh gosh, we have a few spills right here. But guess what? This is where it's at. This is the fun. This is what makes Ruta Maya what it is. The excitement, the adrenaline, the fun, the everything.
You know what? I'm not biased. The big guns understand this race. They know that as long as they pull, they go. The rest of the teams that are not as strong, they're up front. What happens is other teams smother them and they would capsize. And that's exactly what you see. A couple of teams in the water have capsized. Don't worry about it. They're going to get onto their canoes again and they're going to be paddling along the river. Now, what you see is a few teams that are staying behind. These are the teams that are going to be taking it easy. They're in the La Ruta Maya for their own purpose, which nonetheless we do appreciate as well.
This is one of the times that you can see the banks on this river filled with people. We have to remind you that there's 6 categories in this year's La Ruta Maya. We have the male, the pleasure, the masters, the female, the intramural, and mixed. At one point in time, they used to have the dory, but it seemed that they cut that category out.
That's right, and I know this is my good friend Wayo, if I'm not sure. He comes all the way from San Pedro. He was one of the guys that was in the water. No, he's cruising in that green canoe. He said he was going to be here. He said he wanted to see Runda. Nonetheless, he didn't. I don't know if he did, but he's in the race this year.
Guess what? Wayo didn't see me, but I saw Wayo thanks to you. People come all the way from San Pedro and they're paddling. I said, Wayo, how much practice you get? He said, enough. Yeah. The last time I talked to him, he said, enough, Runda, and I am going to do it. Wayo is a guy that has a bar in San Pedro called Wayo's Bar. So when you are going to San Pedro, we encourage you to check him out.
That's right. Nonetheless, there we go. La Ruta Maya 2016 is on. We have a total of 59 teams. Somebody said 60. We're going to clarify that. We are along the banks of the Belize River. And as Rhonda mentioned, many people. It's also becoming cultural for people to be out here. If you noticed last night as well, the cultural presentations, a lot of people out in the middle of town, in the center of town, Rhonda. It was quite a beautiful, beautiful night. Today, you see a lot of people lined up along the banks of the Belize River as well. Even though it's going to be 59 teams, I'm very sure that we're going to get people supporting this race all along the way.
You know, we have 2 full female teams. Sometimes I notice that we have much more than 2, but today we only have 2. We have Team Rod and Belize Bulldogs. Those are the 2 female teams. So we should be rooting for them. The Belize Bank Bulldogs, the female team, they're all from Esperanza area. The girls are all from Esperanza area. So we encourage you to come on out and check them out. We have a few mixed team. We have a lot of intramural pleasure. We have the 3 masters, grumpy old men, whale gone in the masters.
Well, I don't blame the man because I think why about 2 years younger than me. I think I would definitely go in at the masters. The way I feel.
The masters.
Of course. I 52. I went 52. But I feel like I'm about 60, the way I feel right now.
That don't want good because of experience. You have so much knowledge that you feel a little bit older.
I do feel a little bit older, but as well I feel slower.
Don't say that. Give me a fact.
Fun fact. One fact is that today we're going to be paddling 49 miles from underneath the Hawksworth Bridge all the way to Banana Bank. Historically, this area here was known as the, let me come back with this thing. The logs were stored around this area when the logging was rich in Belize. We call it the Bacadia. So they were stored along the bank. When the floods came down, the logs used to get pushed all the way to the Barrel Boom area.
That fun fact was brought to you to the kind compliments of the folks there at the Belize Tourism Board. Guys, take it away. All right, and we are here, the 19th running of the Belikin La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge. The team this year is made up of Javier Gutierrez, Drew Miller, Errol Fabian, Andrew Munnings, and myself. It's going to be a fun 4 days. Guys, what's up?
Yay! Just right. We're trying to get this stream up.
And I'd like to give a personal interview to the gentleman beside me here. Coming all the way from Trinidad. How do you find the La Ruta Maya this morning?
Well, it was a great start. I like how the morning was a nice, cool morning, all the fog in the air, the people gathered. The excitement is typical to La Ruta Maya. I was here 2 years ago to see it for the first time, and I was completely, completely taken aback by it. And now this time, I was a little more prepared for what I was going to see, so I was able to observe more and see more and, check out the boats, because I was very curious to know what the sitting arrangement is. So I was able to see how they sit, how they get their water, how they do everything, and I'm pretty excited to get to the next stop to see what's happening.
That's right. So you feel like a veteran today.
I feel like a veteran. I feel like a real Cayoan.
All right, here we go. And what we want the country to know is that the La Ruta Maya is on. This is the 19th running of the La Ruta Maya from underneath the Hawksworth Bridge all the way to Belize City. And one of the facts today is that there's a total of 59 teams, 59 teams, according to what I understand. Usually, the La Ruta Maya, according to what my statistics, as far as I can remember, from 100 plus teams, it's been diminishing almost every year. Last year, I think, Rhonda, if I'm not mistaken, it was what, 80 something teams or 50 something teams. This year, it's 59. It's less than 60. One more. It's 61 this year. Okay, so we have 2 more teams that have been registered after we got that stat of 59.
So it's 61 teams going 49 miles today.
Yeah, they're going 49 miles today from underneath the Hawksworth Bridge all the way to to Banana Bank. That's right. That's the first leg of the race. It is short, but we do have a little bit of waterfalls along the way. It's not as easy as it seems.
Okay, well, I'm sorry I don't get to see the actual course. I think that is my next to-do thing, to be on that river, even though it's not in the race, but to go along the route of the river to see what it is these guys see when they're paddling out there by themselves in the wilderness, so to speak.
Tell me something before I sign off. How close is Belize in reference to how does Belize remind you of Trinidad, or how does Trinidad remind you of Belize?
It very, very much reminds me of Trinidad. It reminds me of a Trinidad a little time ago, but it certainly does remind me of Trinidad. The flora, the fauna, the animals. When I look at the type of vegetation, the type of plants, the fruit trees, it reminds me very much of home. The buildings, it's this countryside remind me very much of the countryside I grew up in Trinidad. It is. I feel very much as though I am at home.
That's right, and you understand a little Creole too, right?
A little. But I know a little more obscene than Creole, but I don't usually use it a lot.
That's right. And one of the things I like about your language is that you have that little sing to it, like dancing and prancing.
Well, oh good, I gotta tell it. That's how we just talk.
All right, that's it. That's why with the man from Trinidad himself. Rhonda, I'm gonna send this microphone over to you because I'm sure that you're rich with information as well inside that head.
Well, you see, driving and giving information and all that right now might prove a little bit difficult, but I tell you what, I will tell you though, I'll have one fun fact for you. That the fun fact that I will share with you is that the oldest team that is broadcasting La Ruta Maya is the team that we are on. Javier and myself, we're the 2 oldest, we're the 2 people that have been broadcasting this race the longest, and not only the longest, but the longest together. So that is a fun fact. That fun fact is brought to you to the kind compliments of the folks right there at the Development Finance Corporation. Guys, take it away. We are here at the ferry. Javier, we made it to the ferry. Things moving along. How are you doing?
Definitely beautiful. People coming in more and more. And this is one of the hotspots. I always call it the hotspot because, in truth, you're going to even notice in just a little while, more people are going to be here. It's going to be bigger here. And this is one of the places that people come mostly to view this leg of the La Ruta Maya. The importance of this place, Rhonda, is that we are on this beautiful ferry here. This ferry links the rest of the country, or this part of the country, especially San Ignacio and the rest, along to Spanish Lookout, which is a Mennonite community that was established in 1958. The Mennonites.
That's did you know?
That's a did you know. They came in 1958. They were given permission to come and establish themselves in this part of the country, and they came in as farmers in 1958. Today, the Mennonites are some of the wealthiest people in Belize. We have 3 different types of Mennonites. We have 2, may I say, the conservative Mennonites and the progressive ones. These guys are very progressive, very mechanized, airplanes, big vehicles, big businesses. Today the ferry is not even used. There's a bridge on the other side, which we're going to be there today as well. Nonetheless, this is a beautiful part of the country. nice spot to view the La Ruta Maya.
That fun fact is brought to you to the kind compliments of the folks there at New Buildings Limited right here in Spanish Lookout. They're the ones that do all the heavy, they have a lot of heavy equipment. They have the biggest fleet of crane in this country. They put up steel structures. So New Buildings Limited, they brought that fun fact to you. And they happen to be Mennonites.
Yeah, in just a little while we're going to be seeing the teams coming by. And this is a really nice spot because this area here is what we'd call an 80. It's a wide open area. The water is still, it's flat water, deep water. And it's one of the areas that the paddlers really have to dig in so that they can advance towards the winning end of today's race.
All right, and we see the BTL crew here. These guys, I tell you, they are consistent.
Are they Cubs Arm?
I don't know. Good morning. I know obviously it's a BTL team that you are following, but which team? Oh, it's Cubs Arm. You know what? You know when you see Cubs Arm because they have kids from this little to this tall. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Fine, fine.
Where are you coming from?
Corozal.
Yes. How many years are you behind this race?
18 years.
18 years. What's it? And this is the 19th running, so you've been here a long time. What keeps you coming back?
Well, because we love sports. We love sports. We love it. We love it. And we are doing it instead of one of my brother because he's the one who started with it. He's gone already.
Well, good to see you guys here. Every time we see you here, we feel good, the energy, the everything you bring here.
Yes.
All right. And I tell you, if you are looking to stream, this stream is brought to you to the kind compliments of the folks at the Belize Telecommunications, BTL.
I'm going to go back to Cubs Arm. I remember this team coming to the La Ruta Maya, and I was wondering which team was Cubs Arm. And I knew that they were, because we've been here, we knew that there's a team that came from Corozal. Slowly this team began to ascend. They're one of the major players in the La Ruta Maya for some years now. I think they won the race, if I'm not mistaken. Last year. They're the winners of last year. And again, it has made them a very significant team throughout the La Ruta Maya. Behind me, I see a guy in uniform. I don't know if Belize recognizes him, but he's one of Belize's superstars on the football pitch. You know who he is, right?
Tell me who he is.
Come make you an interview, officer. On the side. He's Mr. Jimenez, one of the well-known footballers in Belize. Brother, we just want you to the camera to get you. How are you feeling? I know you're in a uniform today. You're not a play, but how do you feel looking at the La Ruta Maya as a sportsman?
Well, I feel good. Last year we participated in the police team. Unfortunately, this year we don't have one team. Last year we come in third and fourth, but this year we not participate. Now we work it, so I still enjoy part of it.
That's right, Rhonda. This man is Danny Jimenez, one of Belize's major players, international player for Belize as well.
What position do you play?
Forward for the national team.
Well done. All right, thank you very much. All right, I'll tell you what, speaking of popular people, I see Melanie on this side. Let's jump over here and see if we can get a word with Melanie. Melanie is out here taking pictures and all of that good stuff, but I'm sure that she's also out here supporting her brother that is paddling. Actually, I saw Melanie's mother first. What? I see one of them on land. Melanie, morning, how you going? You know, I get in all. Hi, morning, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Rhonda?
I am good. Which one of your brothers paddling this year?
Raymond with DNA hydroplaners, of course.
What happened to the older brother?
Well, he's injured, so he's sitting out. He's just servicing them this year, but he's injured, so he's sitting out. But he's still a part of the team. He's still here with DNA hydroplaners.
What is the team? Who are the persons on the team this year?
It's Raymond, Tyreek, and Noel.
How long have they been together as a team?
They actually haven't been, well, Tyreek has been paddling with the team for a few years, so they've worked together before. Noel is a new member, so this is a first time for him.
What do you expect from these guys?
Well, I expect the unexpected from them.
I love it.
Well, I always expect great things from them. I mean, they never let us down, so we're just here to stand by their side and help them to get through this.
You know, maybe about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I don't remember, when I looked at you and then I looked at my shoe and then I looked at your shoe. And then again today, it's the same story. We're still wearing the same shoe.
You guys planned that. I almost guarantee, Rhonda, knowing you, I'm sure you gave Melanie a call and you said, hey, put on that tennis again this year.
No, it's definitely the most comfortable for this. Yes. So you have to pull that one out.
I'm sure I need to get the man's version of that so that I could use it. They're cool tennis shoes though.
They come with pink lacing, all right?
You know what? I don't mind using a pink shirt, but pink tennis lace, I don't know.
Mel, all the best.
Thank you. Same to you, Rhonda.
All right. Let's see what's happening here. The race must be coming because we can sense the excitement. We hear the noise. We hear all the activities going here. So we know that the race is coming.
That's right. We hear a lot of noise. That means that the race is close by, right here at the beautiful ferry link Spanish Lookout. We're underneath a beautiful Guanacaste tree, waiting for the paddlers to get into view from where we are. But as long as you hear this noise, I am very sure that the race is on. It's coming right next to the ferry. We're going to be bringing it to you live. Our cameraman is waiting for them to get into view, and we're going to see, because you know what, as I mentioned before, this is a flat part of the river. It's deep water, and this is where these guys need to put their paddles in, put their heads down, and jam. Because I'll be honest with you, it's not easy water to be running upon right now. There they come.
Speaking of jamming, you can see these guys jamming because it's a misty morning. It's not easy to see which team it is, but I'm sure that Drew will capture them for me. It's either that or my eyes are getting old, but they are giving their best. We see Cubs Arm. We see the Belize Bank Bulldogs. Cubs Arm, the Belize Bank Bulldogs. Vine, Belize Bank. Belize Bank is, wow, Belize Bank won the station prize here. We see Coop Sheet Metal in third position, so it's it's Belize Bank, Cubs Arm, and Coop Sheet Metal.
You know what? When it comes to a sprint, it's very difficult to beat the Bulldogs. Nonetheless, Cubs Arm is there. We have Oceana. We have Niche. These are the very, very big teams that are going to be here this year. Once again, Niche, Oceana, Coop Sheet Metal, the Bulldogs, the Belize Bank Bulldogs. These are the teams that are pulling it big time. They have open space between themselves and the rest of the team. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful foggy morning here on the banks of the Belize River by the Spanish Lookout Ferry. Once again, we have about 7 significant teams. Not that the rest are not, but these are the teams. Again, the Belize Bank Bulldogs. It's very hard to beat the Bulldogs at the sprint. And once again, I'm saying it. As long as there is Armin Lopez in a team, it's very hard for you to beat the sprint. I'm going to say that again. As long as Armin Lopez is in a team, it's really hard to beat the Bulldogs on a sprint.
If you notice, Armin's team, the Belize Bank team, really turned up. They turned it up really strong. Just enough to win the prize. And once they won the prize, they set back again. They said, you know what, the Cubs Arm, it's okay now. We can roll together. They really put on a good show. The first few teams to pass here at the ferry was the Belize Bank Bulldogs, followed by followed by Cubs Arm, Coop Sheet Metal, Niche, Oceana, and Westra. In that order, right here at the ferry.
If this continues like this, Rhonda, it is going to be a very interesting Ruta Maya. All these teams that you saw here just now are very powerful teams. And if they get to the finishing line very closely, the rest of the Ruta Maya can be for any one of these teams. I guarantee that today.
You know what? That's interesting because Ruta Maya is an interesting day. You never know who and what will happen, but it will happen right here at the Spanish Lookout Ferry.
That's right. Once again, a beautiful day. Drew, I know you got some beautiful pictures there. It's a very foggy morning along the banks of the Belize River. Nonetheless, we're bringing it live to you, and we're going to continue bringing it live to you as the day unfolds. Drew, take it away. That's a very good sprinter. Okay, we're standing on the Iguana Creek Bridge, Rhonda. This is a very important part of the race as well. The reason why I say that is because usually every year people would come here and fill this bridge and as well on the other sides of the banks of the river and enjoy a beautiful Ruta Maya. But today, we mentioned earlier that we're going to focus on several things on this race. One of the key things is the environmental aspect of the race. We mentioned the cultural aspect of the race and as well the race itself. We have a bunch of young people, which encourages me and makes me feel good as a Belizean to know that there are younger people coming up with the intention of making Belize a much cleaner society, a much cleaner community, a much cleaner country. These young people today, we do understand, that are here with their own intentions of giving us a cleaner environment. would you like to speak to them for us?
Well, I think we should all speak to them. On his shirt, we notice it says, "Stop dirty with water and keep water clean." All right? I know that might be a little bit difficult for the cameraman to catch because of where he is, but it is interesting. It is encouraging to know. I have to turn it this way, boy, because you know how that is, right? Because see if he could catch you. He's pretty good at many things. Let's see if he got you on this one. All right, but we are here at the Iguana Creek Bridge. Before we start talking to these fine folks, I just have to remind you that the first male to cross here will get $50. The first female, Masters, Dory, Mixed Intramurals, Pleasure, and Ferry and Family. Let's see what we have here. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's funny enough, though, that this morning when they listed, they didn't see anybody in the Dory category, and we didn't see anybody in the family category based on the list they gave us. Now, if that has changed, I don't know. But based on the list they gave us this morning, there was no family and no Dory, meaning that there is 6 categories that has registered this morning. There was initially 8 categories in this race, but today we only have 6 categories. So we're telling you that the first person from each category to pass here under the Iguana Creek Bridge will get $50. Now, I know you know a lot about the environment, but these guys are out here with their own spiel today.
All right, buddy, the shirt says, "Stop dirty with water." What are you doing here? Tell us your name and tell us what you're doing here this morning.
Morning, everyone. My name is Aldo Cancino. I work at the Department of Environment. This year, we're focusing our campaign on Stop Dirty with Water, but looking at natural resource management in general and how everything ties in. No, we're here in Iguana Creek Bridge, and one of the things that we're looking at is that everything is interconnected, right? So while we have the pleasure today of following the canoe race, people actually depend on this river and the waterways, and everybody has to contribute a little bit to make sure that it's not polluted. So a simple thing, not washing your vehicle on the river. 1 pint of oil, for example, can be turned into a slick the size of a football field. So these are the things that we want to bring awareness about. No, we have our environmental warriors here who will be championing our cause and trying to pass on this information to all these people out here that are following the race as well. No? So we're trying to do the media campaign. We have our environmental warriors. We have someone on the boat as well trying to identify areas that might need some work. All of this is to ensure that we have the waterways clean, our environment clean, so that we don't only enjoy it today, we can enjoy it in the future.
That's right, and we have the girls in black. Ladies, I noticed that you have something here that says Department of Environment. That's right, that's what you're saying, and you're dressed in black. Tell us, what's your mission here? I know he has said it, but what are we doing here today?
Well, right now, we're here at Ruta to inform the public and inform everyone about what we do at the department and how we protect the environment, especially the water, which is an essential resource for this Ruta and for everything, basically.
Do you think that as a country we're doing good enough in the protection of our waterways?
Well, there can always be improvement, and we're working as hard as we can with our agencies, our NGOs, everyone. And, well, we're always open to recommendations and other suggestions, no?
All right, and there we go. So your key message today is to keep our watershed clean, right?
Stop dirty with water.
Stop dirty with water. There we go. Thank you very much, and congratulations, because, you know, I like to see the young people come up and step up and take over. All right, there we go. Congratulations. Thank you.
Javier, we run into some spectators. I don't know if you know the warrior family.
Yes, I do.
You know the warrior family.
They're warriors, actually. In Spanish, it's called guerreros. They're warriors.
Mrs. Warrior, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, dear. And you?
I am good. You know, I see your husband on Ruta almost every year, but I don't always see you. How do you feel to be out this morning?
Oh, exciting. Oh, I can't even find words to say, but I'm really excited. I have my whole family out here, and I have the day after this, so, man, it's all the way until Banana Bank.
You know, that is good. I like that you said something, you bring out your whole family, because this is one of the things that we encourage people to do. On the Ruta it's a chance for you to bond with your family, to bring them out to see Belize. You know, how have you been enjoying it so far?
Oh, it's very good. You know, by the time we reached Esperanza, my God, the first crew was already there. I said, man, these guys are really moving. And I'm so excited about it. I nearly fell down. But you know what? We got to go. Got to keep in touch. Got to have all the family with us. Be excited about it. Guys, you home? Want to come out right now if you can go enjoy this game. Race along with them, because this is fun. This is what Cayo people love. We look forward for this every single year.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're right.
And there we go, Rhonda. You know, it's very important to see how people get very enthusiastic to be here on such a beautiful day as well. But again, it makes me feel good to see these younger people coming out here with the real messages that we need to be sending to the country of ours. You know, it's important to keep our water clean.
That's right. We see a little serviceman there or man out there. Are you a service guy? Are you waiting to service somebody? He's just chilling out. He says, go up on the other side. Go up on the other side and say,
this is the police, yeah.
This is the police. Yes, officer. We're going to, we have to move with cameraman because it says stand up on one side.
This is also another of our Belizean footballers, yeah.
You know when you have these guys under disguise, because when they dress up like this, I can't see the footballer in there.
They can't hide from me at all. They can't hide no there guys at all. How are you doing, officer?
Yeah, well, I'm okay.
We spoke to Danny Jimenez this morning as we saw him in uniform. In uniform, you do look different, brother. How are you in regards to football right now?
Well, right now, our team is in second place. We just lost one game against Bandits this weekend. But other than that, we're pretty much where we want to be.
Well, they say it's always good to lose so that you know how important it is to keep winning, right? Good to see you.
Yeah, same to you, man. Good to see you.
All right, buddy.
All right, well, let me remind you the last time we saw the teams, they were passing the Banana Bank now. They're passing the Spanish Lookout Ferry, and we saw Belize Bank in first, Cubs Arm, Coop Sheet Metal, Niche, Oceana, Westrack, Whatever Boys, and Belmopan Youth.
And you know something, I'll be honest with you, when these teams that we saw last reach this point, you either see a breakaway, you might see a split, or if they're together, as I mentioned before, that's going to be the pace of the La Ruta Maya, because it will show us that they're all they have the same capacity in strength, in technique, and in determination to be the next winners of this race. And if you see one of the teams break away and pass here all alone, as sometimes we have seen in the past, then again, that will dictate or can dictate the fact that they can predict being the winners of the race. But in this race, anything can happen, Rhonda. You can capsize, somebody can catch cramp, somebody can get ill while the race is taking place. And you know it's very difficult for you to be alone in a canoe, or two of you in a canoe makes it difficult to really take that pace the way it should.
Definitely. We encourage people to stay tuned. You are watching this race right here on Channel 7. It's a 4-day race. If it's the first time that you're looking at it. Today it ends in Banana Bank. Tomorrow it starts very early in the morning. It ends then in Doublehead Cabbage. It moves on the following day to Burrell Boom, and then the fourth and final day it ends. For the ones of you that may not be paying good attention or close attention, the ending has moved to the Bottom Dollar parking lot in Belize City.
I'd like to take this, before you go, I'd like to take this opportunity. I am from San Ignacio. I love my Cayo people and I say hi to them. But I also am working in San Pedro right now. So to the San Pedro people, hello, especially to the staff of the villas at Banyan Bay. Guys, if you're watching, good morning to all of you.
All right, we need to say good morning to all the people that helped to sponsor this race. Pine Lumber Company, good morning to the crew over there. The Belize Tourism Board, the Development Finance Corporation, Westrack. Those are some of the people helping to make this race a reality. Before we go, one fun fact.
One fun fact is that we are on the Iguana Creek Bridge. A few years ago, this was all wood, and the river used to cover it. But when this was built, now whatever flood comes, it still takes a long time for it to cover, and you can still pass over the Spanish Lookout.
That fun fact was brought to you through the kind compliments of Rem and Associates. Rem and Associates is associated with new buildings in Spanish Lookout. They, from idea to completion, where construction is concerned, it's Rem and Associates and New Buildings Limited. Guys, take it away.
now bow. Hey.
All right, and here we are on the bridge, ladies and gentlemen, on the Iguana Creek Bridge, as the race seems to be coming to us at this point. Rhonda, we can see movement up ahead. It looks like they have broken away, as I mentioned earlier. Exactly what I said. You know what? It does not seem to have been the same group that was together.
You know, but I'll tell you, these guys are looking good. I think that it is Coop Sheet Metal in front. Coop Sheet Metal is in front. Jerry Rayburn and his team, they are the ones here passing. That's right. We see Coop Sheet Metal, then we see BTL Cubs Arms. BTL Cubs. Jerry Raven's team, Coop Sheet Metal, followed right behind by BTL's Cubs.
Sheet Metal, BTL Cubs Arm. You know what this means? It means that they are stronger than the Belize Bank Bulldogs up to now, up to this point. And that is surprising to me because usually at this time you would see the Belize Bank Bulldogs up ahead. But today it is Coop Sheet Metal, and you know what? Again, Cubs Arm, a very significant team, as we mentioned. They're the champions of last year and they're still proving their point up to today.
Man, I tell you, I don't know what happened. We see Belize Bank coming here in third position. They look like they're having a tough time. They are struggling. Right behind them we see Niche. So in the order in which they're passing here at the Iguana Creek Bridge, we have Coop Sheet Metal, Cubs Arm, BTL Cubs Arm, Belize Bank, and Niche.
You know what? I saw the look of the Bulldogs just now. Those guys are looking up ahead. They're looking at those guys that are forward. The distance they're apart is nothing. It's nothing for paddlers to catch each other. But you know what? It still is a little opening, and it does encourage the front team to keep on paddling. It's going to be hard for these guys to catch up as well.
I don't know what happened because we know that Jerry Rabin and his team, he has a very experienced team. These guys have been paddling for many years. We know that Belize Bank has one of the most experienced paddlers on the water, and for him to have fallen behind this, even though you might say it's not a big distance, it is a distance. He lost the station prize here. So all of those things are important to him. They're important to everybody. So I would imagine that something had to have happened to have gotten him to this place at this time.
Well, the next thing is, you know that if you are in a race and you come to a spot like this, you would hit not.
Exactly, because this is his turf. This is his turf. I mean, the Belize Bank Bulldogs, this is where the guys are from. They're from Cayo.
That's right, and whenever they come in to see crowds like this, they want to be in that first place. But as you mentioned and as we said, you know what? This is just like any other sport, except that on this race, water, what happens there, if you don't solve it there, you can be in big problems.
Certainly. We see the 15 to come here, but what we do see is we see service guys in the water. We see a lot of guys out there waiting to service their team. This is just an amazing day.
Well, that's the traditional way. If you notice, these guys, sometimes even in the deeper part of the river, would be swimming, or they would swim towards the team and they would throw it into the canoes. Sometimes they do miss. And you know what? If they miss, it's trouble, because usually it is for rehydration.
That's right. We see Team Oceana. That is Chris Guide's team. We see them with Belize Buggers. So it's Team Oceana and Belize Buggers passing right here in 5th position. Chris Guides, if you can remember, or if you do know, Chris was suffering from an injury on his right finger, on one of his fingers on his right arm actually, and he said it's been cured. He said he's been doing good, but when we spoke to him last, he did say that he didn't get enough practice. He did say that he's been busy working, you know, so he said he's going to do his best, and right now his best have him in 5th position passing under this bridge.
Up to this point, I did my best, but my best was not really good enough. And they're not in first base, but again, we will not put them down, because, you know, you can never, ever put down anybody that would be competing on the La Ruta Maya. This is a tough sport.
This is a tough sport, but we also have to know about Chris. Let's talk a little bit about Chris. Chris has changed team members quite often. There was one time when he paddled with his brother Jerry Rayburn, or a few times when he paddled with his brother Jerry Rayburn, and then we noticed he switched out to a few other people. Right now he is switched out again, but Chris is one of the oldest guys that has been paddling. He's consistent, he works hard, he builds boats. Chris is a legend in his own respect. Chris also trained a lot of young people to paddle on this river. He also trained his daughters. So Chris has really contributed to the sports. Chris Guides, we continue to support. And look at you.
No, he's a very positive guy. He's very strong again, and he's one of the better paddlers that exist in the La Ruta Maya. We have a gentleman here with us, Rhonda, and we have to introduce him because our cameras are not immediately with us, but they're picking up her voice, and I am very sure that everybody knows him, and I know that he's a little bit worried today. I know he's a little bit worried today, and I will tease him a bit, Rhonda. I will tease him a bit, because I'm a Kayo man, and he know that I like the Bulldogs.
I want to know if he left the Bulldogs, so bring out the Bull Puppies.
I don't know. What going on? What did happen?
Nothing. The race just start. I mean, you know, then guys, you can't count out. I mean, you can't count out for we guys. Big props to Jerry. I mean, they have open a lead on us, but at this point, I'm not worried as yet.
As yet, when will you become worried, if any at all?
At the end of day 4.
Do you think that it's a big enough gap right now to be worried about a little bit, though, Jerry?
No, the gap I'm not worried about. It's not big enough for something that I should be worrying about.
What do you think caused the gap?
I'm not sure, because at the ferry we were comfortable.
Correct.
And between the ferry and Redmond, I don't know what happened, but they opened on us. But I'm not worried as yet.
What has the preparation? Has the preparation for this year's team been any different from the years before?
Well, it has been different than last year. Last year was, in my view, a disaster for us, and we came in 5th. This year we told ourselves we will not have that happen to us again. The last time we came in 5th was in 2004.
I think you guys need to look for Miss Ruth.
I think that the problem is Ruth is abandoned way.
I don't know, abandon Miss Ruth. Miss Ruth is a pharmacist in San Ignacio, one of the best. She's been servicing and taking care of the guys for a very long time. Just in case you're wondering who Miss Ruth is, that is who Miss Ruth is.
Yeah, Harvey, but big props to the guys. I mean, it's a tough race. Whoever wins deserve it. But the gap, it's just a gap.
I was not talking much about the guys up front, which is not unfair. I was talking more basing on the Bulldogs just now, because we know that they're the powerhouse. But you know, when I looked at them too, Jerry, I didn't see any much worry in their faces. I saw them still looking strong and focusing up front.
Yeah, I mean, the race we still have about 3.5 hours, 4 hours of paddling, and that gap, that I'm not worried about it, and I'm sure the guys aren't worried about it either.
And Jerry, what do you think about technology in the La Ruta Maya now? The numbers have gone down. Let's talk about the numbers first. It's a good way. It's a good thing to do speaking like this to this guy, because he's always been there. Why are we down to 61 teams now?
I believe number one, the economy. I mean, the race is very expensive. If you want to be one of the top teams, you have to spend money. And everybody want to win. Everybody want the best canoe. Everybody want the best supplies. But for you to have it, you need to spend money. And I guess they have the sponsors that they rather not sponsor than to just give nothing.
Totally correct. And what do you think about the technology on the race today?
Will they still better things with our Belize, or big and better, but it's good. I mean, it gives the people home to see the race at home instead of coming out. I mean, it better out here, but they could see it live on the TV. I mean, can't get better at that.
Can Networks, that's us. We have a drone. And we also see drones flying around the place, man.
Yeah, we see kind of different drones, but it's good. I mean, technology is good. Where they get like states.
All right, brother. What would you like to say last to your people out there?
I just want to say thanks to the Belize Bank for their continued support, and hopefully they will continue supporting the guys. I mean, we've been here year after year after year, giving our all. And to our fans, I just want to tell them, don't worry about the gap.
All right, there we go. Don't worry, be happy. The gap is nothing.
All right, I tell you what. That's how it is. We also see a parent.
All right, and Rhonda is bringing people. And wait, before you tell me anything, I don't know this lady, but she look like one of the lady from Crooked Tree or from Boom. May I say Boom? No?
Boom.
All right, there you go.
And Jillet's mother.
Well, you know, if ever, that's what that is. Boom, man.
Mrs. Gillett, good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm a little excited because I'm waiting to see Raymond's team.
How do you feel? I know in the past you've had both of your boys in at one point in time, and this year you only have one of your boys in. What happened?
This year was hectic for them because Leon had a back injury, and they didn't train like they would have liked to, but they're just paddling for the fun of it this year.
You know, Miss Ava, what is it? Because we look at the parents or some of the parents that come out here to support their children, and some people might not understand how much a parent put in. Beside the sponsorship and all that, even if you were not a sponsor, I mean, the cooking of the meals, the making sure that your children get up in the morning if they live with you. What is it like to help your child prepare for this race?
It's a lot to do. Preparing the meals for one, and then making sure that they have transportation, they have their attire, their whatever the vehicles that we have to take them out. Yes, it's really expensive, but it's worth it because it's fun.
I was gonna say, what's the trade-off?
But
well, the trade-off is hoping and praying that they do well and they're at the top.
Excellent. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank
you
go,
too.
I want to say something. I know this lady married and I'm not to be rude. But if you put she and Melanie side by side and you say, which one of the two girls you want? Me and be a hard decision.
Melanie had thump you in your head. She says flattery will get you everywhere. All right. This is the Belize Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge. This is the first day. This is one of the most exciting days as it starts. And it continues for the next 4 days. It's fun. We've been blessed with good weather. It's not raining. It's overcast. That makes it a little bit cool. It's cool for us, the ones that are watching, as well as for the ones that are paddling. So we encourage you to stay tuned because this is where the action's at.